Flyers did a good job of 6 scoreless innings. I mean, he did have a little bit of trouble, and we played pretty good defense behind him. But it's hard to argue with 6 innings, no runs. He finished as strong as he started. The big strikeout at the end was sort of a cap on his night. But no matter how you get there, if a starter goes in and gives 6 scoreless innings, I'll take it every single time.
I know probably your answer to this, but you are now.
You want to answer it for me?
Yeah, you're in the second wild card spot. I know you're almost to the halfway. You still.
Did they name us that?
Huh?
Did they already name us that?
Well, you take it from there.
No, I mean, we've played really well, and we've gotten ourselves back into relevance. And I'm proud of this group. We're playing pretty good baseball. We've got a great energy about us. Our vibe is good. Our personality's good. They're having a lot of fun. We're winning games we should win. When we're in position to win. So, what comes with that is a much better, standing, so to speak, of, in July than it did in April. What does that get us is not a lot. It gets us positive momentum going into the last 9 games of this homestand in the first half. So I'll take it more than if, how we were weeks ago, but I don't think there's anything to celebrate.
How much of a benefit is it for you to be able to roll it back down and get those last 2 runs in that 8th?
For a couple reasons, one, it's nice to always separate yourself a little bit. Number 2 is trying to not lean on Giles and Gregerson and Harris too much. I still had to get Harris up. He was coming in the game at 3-0, and then he was coming in for the next hitter if we didn't turn the double play. So, we've got a good bullpen to spread out. I could have used any of our guys in any role, which I have the luxury of having. But tack on runs at the end are equally as exciting on the positive side and deflating on the other side, and it allowed us to have a little bit of breathing room and set up our bullpen for tomorrow.
Does it feel like Carlos Gomez is back to his old self a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, he's being Carlos Gomez. I mean, he's really worked hard to get himself back in, into a productive player, and I think that since he's come back from the DL, he's been as productive as we could expect and wish for. I think his at-bats have been pretty good. Even some of his outs the last week have been very productive, have been very loud. I know there's a confidence that's growing with him. He's got the strut back, so he's feeling good about himself, and that makes for a very potent bottom of the order. And it's important for us to continue to get contributions outside. You look at the at-bats, since Correa had great at-bats, Rasmus had great at-bats. Didn't get as much to show for it. Gomez has great at-bats, and we're getting down to the bottom of our order, and that's a good feeling and a good team offense when we're getting that kind of contributions out of everybody.
Gonzalez was pretty tough early until y'all kind of made
we couldn't figure him out.
Yeah, can you talk about the 4th inning and how y'all were able to just kind of...
Yeah, well, I mean, we were fortunate in the 4th a little bit, but, we didn't figure him out really at all until Gomez's homer. The walk helped, the leadoff walk, was important for us, and we got a couple base runners on, and then the big double play, Altuve hits, and then Carlos hit a perfectly executed pitching wedge to check up right in front of the shortstop. So we were fortunate in that regard, but the quality of bats there were Springer pretty good, Valbuena pretty good, Altuve got unlucky, hit it right back to the pitcher, and then Correa makes contact where it's his friend. So. For a while, it looked like the game was going to end 1-0, and that would have been a bizarre way to end it. But I'm glad we tacked on a few.
What do you think has been the biggest difference for Gomez?
Well, I mean, I think just producing and contributing has been a big deal to him. Every player wants to feel a part of it and be good at it. But I think his pitch selection has been good. His energy level's been good. He's toned down a bit of the helmet flying swing. They're still in there. Don't worry. We'll get to see it. But he's just been a more all-around player with confidence growing. He dug himself a pretty good hole at the beginning, and it's really hard to get out of it. And he's persevered and continued. He's still going to tell you he's not, where he's going to be at the end of the year. But his contribution level has grown a lot.
Dugout seemed to have fun with Reed when he got that hit. And
yeah.
Seemed like guys were really playing.
They had more fun after the game in the clubhouse trying to get him in a laundry cart, but you guys can talk about that later. It's fun for Reed to get it. For a while, he probably felt like there wasn't going to be a hit out there for him. He had to use the bag But there's a collective exhale for him and everybody around. We got to have a good time with it. Altuve fake throw into the stands with the ball, and they'll give him the cold shoulder a little bit. But it was good to get the first one out of the way.